stuff. It's just they never left, right? For example, the Arlet, for example, is a very good showing of a hero that has always been there. A lot of teams moved on from it, but ONIC, they stuck to it and made it work.
It's like that old SpongeBob meme. All reliable is that, you know, that jellyfishing man. It's just, oh yeah, there's my Arlet.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
No other hero does what Arlet does in that case, right?
It's true. It's true. I mean, yeah, I would like to say Drizzle, but it doesn't have the displacement effects. Never mind.
Atlas. That's the only other hero that can pull like 5 dudes into a certain space.
That's facts. That's actually facts. Ooh, interesting.
Ranjay open!
Ranger's open.
I'm surprised that ONIC Esports is so nonchalant about it. They're like, Granger, it's not that big of a deal. The M6 problem?
Because they have the Irithel and the Moskov to answer for.
They've got general answers for it, and I'm curious to know why exactly the Matilda is more of a problem after what they did in game number 1, right?
Because, yeah, Oakland didn't do much.
Exactly. It was more so Super Marco was like, oh, you're standing too close together, give me that triple, and then I'm going to end the game 5 kills, but still unable to kind of like make, you know, the difference. In this case, I think that ONIC Esports, now that they realize, okay, we don't have the Eve, we don't have Box to play with, where else can we start to build advantages? I think they're still going to go with the Suyo here.
I think so too. I think it's also because the Yi was banned out, so now you don't have that RWM to contain the Matilda. Maybe that's the idea that they're going for. Hilda pick up first for ONIC.
You think Ludwig was annoying with the Arlet? How about now?
I think this is a flex. I think this is a flex.
There's a chance that the Keyboy goes on a Hilda.
Exactly. There's a chance that Keyboy goes onto it. There's a chance that Lupti is going to pick it up. But for now, it's a bit of a wild card, right? Because the Joy is going to be the go-to. Ooh, they're going to go into the Suyo. 14 Falcons. A pretty normal matchup for most people. Joy into the Suyo, vice versa.
Very M6.
Very M6, of course. And then the Bruno comes in. The PTSD continues. Even so, I do think that both sides are really holding on to their cards close to their chest for as long as possible.
One card is the mid lane. I think even Falcons, Coach Treb, is questioning himself like, all right, Few, do you want your hero now, or do we protect you for later? Because you'd have a great game 1.
No, I think it's the flex.
XP, roam flex? Okay.
I personally feel like they might take the risk. Like maybe ONIC goes for mid and then they start kind of locking down
There we go!
The Badang.
It's literally the flex.
Literal flex.
Oh, I was waiting for it. I was like, okay, there could be a Badang angle, there could be a Cho angle. It depends on what people are.
angle.
I mean, the high loss is okay, but then when you're up against the Joy, this like, oh, even if I Glorious Pathway, what am I really doing here? You know, oh, dash temporal, dash again, and then you're basically out of it. The Badang, however, super disruptive. Doesn't matter where she is in the stacks of her dash, you just knock her out of position one time, and it's like, I don't have CC immune anymore.
Yeah. And even if you do have CC immunity, you have to commit a dash out of that wall and still get punched silly. That's the weird thing about Badang is he's a CC specific hero that has some level of damage, and here's a breakout pick this week. Well, today specifically, Jawhead. We've seen a lot of Jawhead.
Yeah, Brusco Jawhead. Like I saw Yum Jawhead went like 5-0 on that stream. See against See You Soon. Talk about isolation, right? Something that game 1 we had that from Arlet, and right now Jawhead kind of does the same thing, but more focus on a single target.
But it also demands respect out of Badang. If Badang goes into the support sector, that's where he's going to have a lot of problems. Like, yes, he can kind of like keep the Jawhead away, but one wrong move, one bad mistake, Badang is basically just trapped, right? There's nothing much he can really do, especially as a support. If he's EXP, maybe there are a couple of options here. And I think that Badang going into the EXP, now seeing both Jawhead as well as the Hilda, he does all right in lane.
Yeah, so now he knows I'm going to be slower in the rotation, but I'll win fights better.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, just let Hilda do her thing, right? Like, Hilda is going to do her thing. If we can't stop her, at least I get to my items earlier, and then when we need to fight, Badang is going to be there.
God, they're really taking their time with the bans here. I get where ONIC Esports is coming from, but they are on red side and they will get first pick in the second phase. I'm thinking mid lane here, before, or maybe even just, you know, pick up your gold and then hold on to that mid lane. But the pool is getting very narrow at this point. We're probably gonna go into some good old favorites like Farmis or even Farsa as well.
I was thinking of the Faramis, right? I see the Valentina ban and I looked at ONIC Esports. they kind of want to be in your face.
Oh,
Right?
they're attacking Savero. What are they saying here? You better be the Indonesian sniper or bust? Because that's the only one left. What else? 1-1? Layla?
I think Layla is
Bruno?
possible. Bruno's okay. I think the safest among safest is going to be Claude, right? I mean, just look at the first three in their lineup.
That too.
It's hard to keep up with, you know? I think Claude probably is going to be, like, by far the most okay.
I mean, if this was like CW, you know, the Beatrix would be an option.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just
No.
missed Calvin Winata, all right?
Even if
mean-
Calvin Winata's here, I don't think he would go for the Beatrix. He'd probably go for the Wan.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
so those are the options. So, guys, this is the weight on Savero's shoulders. Even if they won Game 1, people are still talking about his predecessor.
If only
You gotta do a lot more than that. You know?
It's true.
It's true. So you get just big team fights right now. So like you said, like you call it, Gideon, it's gonna be that Padang XP. We get a Keyboy Tigreal, one of the classics as well. Alongside that Vex.
Oh, that's
Keyboy, that's
an
the
Ogwen.
Ogwen classic.
Yeah, it's Ogwen.
It's a Keyboy Jawhead.
Close your eyes and you see their names just intermingle.
They know
Keegwin?
each other so well.
Oh my god.
This is a nice soft counter though, right?
It is.
The Jawhead ejector into the Tigreal, putting him in the perfect position for an implosion.
I mean, there's one way of saying, because I feel like Team Falcons are probably going to be less inclined to look for the engage. It's kind of on the onus of ONIC Esports to make something happen with the Jawhead as well as Hilda, because eventually it's like, oh, who really scales on your team right now? We don't see your marksman, the most you got is Joy, and Team Falcons are like, we basically scale into infinity, we're going to outrange you for a majority of this game, so you have to come to us.
It's gotta be physical. It's gotta be physical.
It's got to be physical.
I've been waiting.
Or true.
Oh, I mean,
Or true.
might as well just blow through the health bar, right?
Is this the way to go though? I mean, the light wheel there has been like a small hot patch here to get more
little-
higher tick rate.
A little buff.
It's a little buff, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really save the hero for her major issue, which is she can't like really get close anytime soon. I think the most is just to say, Tigreal, stop. Don't be a bad boy.
That's the one hero that the carry preys on from Falcon's lineup. Because even the Badang, sure you can kite him, sure you can like find a way to have him feint his ult, catch him, dash away, and then let rip. But I don't think that's easy to do. That's a lot of mechanics in just one engagement.
Yeah, talk about the weight on Savero's shoulder, right? Now you
Again.
give him that carry. Really is the embodiment of it. So we're gonna head into Game 2 between this one. We'll see if ONIC Indonesia can close this out, or will we get a Game 3?
Oh, I'll be interested to see how Keyboy is going to play the game, right? Because it's all about attack versus defense, right? Can you mark him well enough? Will he cause too many distractions? Will he keep Team Falcons on their toes? Or is he not going to make any impact whatsoever? It's time to get into this game here. It's going to be Team Falcons on the blue side up against ONIC Esports on the red. And it looks like it's going to be a fast jungle clear for ONIC Esports with the help of the Jawhead and the smart missiles.
Amazing crossover jungling from both sides. Real quick look at the emblems here. Little Wanderer scored by Kyle TZ. So that is the map slowly edging more towards Team Falcons. What do you put on carries these days? Oh, tenacity. Okay, wants to trade blows with Marco, huh?
I think doesn't have much of a choice in that sector. Can't really space Marco as nicely as you would do compared to other marksmen, especially with the way that you can reposition yourself with a Rondo as well. It's going to be hard to land a single light wheel.
Look at Ogren. Oh, he's in trouble. That's it. First blood drawn by ONIC.
Interesting. So yeah, again, this is the main issue that we're going to be seeing throughout the game. They're going to be looking towards, hey, where is Keyboy going to go? And they have to make a hard read. And if somebody's caught off guard, ONIC can really use that attention, that resource of attention to punish their opponents.
Kyle TZ pulling the surge fast enough to avoid getting ejected into oblivion. ONIC Esports picking up the pace. Man, this is momentum from Game 1.
Well, let's see how long the momentum is going to last, right? Because now that Team Falcons are aware that ONIC Esports understands what they're doing with this Jawhead, they need to really start taking their time and follow back to the fundamentals, right? Check every single one of these bushes. Give up this first turtle. No point fighting it at this point in time. The most we can do is just threaten it.
All right. ONIC Esports, quick, major objective, lower quarter. immediately picking up the pace. It's a much cleaner game compared to game 1 for ONIC.
Yeah, look at this. Even ONIC, we've got Lippy just double-checking the jungle just to ensure where Kyle TZ is on the map and where in his rotational path, his jungle clear he's going to be in. And as soon as Keyboy hits level 4, I want to see whether it's going to adjust how fast ONIC Esports is going to play, or are they just going to keep it up of, okay, Severo, pick up double waves, let's keep on with a Kyrie train here, package him well, and then ship him off into the Falcon Esports' backline.
Yeah, but that's something we did not talk much about in the draft is ONIC Esports, the lineup they have is even if you're not getting anything, like no big major fights, you're still doing something.
Oh, yeah.
You're leading up to something. You scale so good in the gold lane, and you're farming out of your mind in the jungle. The rest are just utility towards that.
Right now, so far so good for Kyle, at least. Level 6 to level 6, despite getting that early clear coming in from Kyrie. With the help of Keyboy, Super Marco currently the top of the gold leaderboard, which is good to see. So Team Falcons are keeping up with ONIC despite the first blood being given over. Now, unfortunately, it's going to come down to a point where Flap needs to get that first item, Thunderbelt, down as soon as possible and make an impact in one of these two next turtle fights.
Yeah, it's going to be hard because Lutpi is breathing down his neck. Look, he has to struggle to kick him out of his side of the map.
Stay back!
Get out of here! I need my farm. And there it is. All right, it's coming underneath the turret. We're looking at the mini-map, folks. In mid, I'd say Ogun and Few are playing a little more cautious.
Oh, for sure.
They're afraid of like the repercussions of a wild ejector.
Because here's the problem, right? If you get, as much as you want to threaten Sansa's position, you don't know if Keyboy's going to show up or worse yet, Kyrie.
Exactly.
And if Kyrie picks up that kill and continues to snowball off of that, it's so much worse compared to giving the kill over to Sans.
That's right. Might end up with another lightning round, the same way that first game in the series lasted just 13 minutes. All right, second turtle spawning. Upper quarter, still a better position for Falcons for sure now. You do have Kyle TZ grabbing his buff and then propping up. And no! For the implosion. Does commit the flicker as well. Major L for Team Falcons approaching this major objective.
Oh, no. That's just pain. And Severo's going to get a double wave on top of that. It's, well, they might recover here.
Quick knock-up, Keyboy goes down, and the ultimate on Sans, no one home. Few goes down, Severo gets a kill 1-for-1. So far, so good here. ONIC Esports making the most of that fumble. Team Falcons are not so sure if they want to take this.
I don't know. It's actually looking kind of good here. I mean, they've kind of... ONIC has dissipated. They've given up on this turtle. They're like, whatever, we don't need that anymore. Ogwen, despite making the initial mistake, kind of made up for it. But
for sure. Severo goes down. Oh, eating a face full of fists and lead. You were saying?
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting Badang to be in that position, hoping that he would go back into the lane after Luffy went for the initial fake. They will be able to take this turtle as Kyrie is halfway across the world, won't be able to catch up in time, and no way to slow it down.
Oh, that's a fist crack coming in, taking down Lutpi. All right, interesting. ONIC Esports grabbing nothing on the map, trading out for that turtle, and now Team Falcons collapsing onto this orange buff.
So far, so good. Okay.
The flicker ejector by Keyboy. No one home. Quick knock-up. Down goes the robot and the little girl inside him.
I hope teams remember that they can call a pause if they're lagging. Like, what is happening?
Both sides. Both
sides. I mean, it has occurred to both sides. Like, it was a little awkward. It's not the smoothest combinations we've seen from either or. Funnily enough, both coming in from the roam position.
Yep, both of them in that spot. Hot zone. Uh-oh, Severo gets caught out. That's 3 members of Falcon collapsing onto him. Marco gets another. This would be a good time to build a Sky Piercer, which he does have.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. But he's still going to go with his traditional, what he did in the previous game. He went from Malefic Roar and then goes for the Sky Piercer, all the while holding a Fury Hammer.
And then he's on his way to a Hunter Strike now. Like, Gideon, look at this. I'm still doing it.
I refuse to build tier 2 boots. I'll only do it 4th item. Oh, you're crazy.
There you go. He's number 1 on the net gold worth here, 5,700. Kyrie coming up at 1,000 down. I think this is what Falcon wanted since game 1 anyway. He's like, whatever we're seeing now is what they wanted to do in the game prior.
Yep. And they're making it work this time around, and they're making it work well. 2.6K gold lead for the side of Team Falcons. At this point, ONIC Esports, it's a little hard to kind of refine that momentum, especially since they've lost a lot of their positions, right? 2 turrets down, mid turrets still available, so at least they have their safe passage, their lighthouse they can always fall back to. But even so, you can see how much coverage over the river Team Falcons actually have.
Yep. Quick crossover by Ogwin, using that surge in the river to reposition. Post up, he does have a flicker. And this could be anybody's turtle. I think this is a bigger chance for Falcons now that Ogwin can redeem himself.
I don't know. I feel like good guy Ogwin, he's redeemed it. Oh!
Implosion on the one. Kyle DZ gets a turtle. Big damage. Big shields. Keeping Falcons well topped up. And now they're going to punch. Knock out Lutpi. Marco gets another.
He pays with interest every time Ogwin finds it. I think they've kind of figured out the recipe. They realize, hey, there's only one person in ONIC who can really engage, and Kyrie doesn't have a lead, so it's got to be Keyboy.
And this is the worst position you can be in as a Jawhead, in a reactive defensive position. And now even Kyrie can't get to his buffs, can't get to his camps. Look at that, though. Look at Savero working so hard. He pushed in top lane tier 1.
Oh, it's not looking good for ONIC Esports here. Especially after game number 1, we were hoping for so much more. But this time, Team Falcons really let go of the weights. In terms of the item build, we're seeing full tank coming down from Keyboy. He's not doing anything cheeky. He's not even going for Thunderbell at this point. He could build into it if he wanted to. And even so, Kyrie still hasn't gotten that Holy Crystal just yet. Very expensive item.
He's on his way, but will it pay dividends when they get to that point, you know? Because Team Falcons are literally breathing down their neck. Super Marco, he can stand in front of you now with the RGM.
Interesting. Rose gold purchase coming in from Super Marco as well. Wants to make sure that he can at least survive against Kyrie if it does come down to it. Well, not sure if that's going to be enough, but hopefully that lifeline makes a difference because he does have Flicker just in case.
He can just like use the shield, get the vamp, and then survive.
Man, now
and then go again.
Yeah, and now he finally finishes his T2 boots. After 5th item, T2.
He's doing it for you, man. Something tells me he's like, Gideon.
I don't need the extra movement speed. I'm just that good.
All right, about 5 bags up. Falcons are 7-2. ONIC Esports haven't crossed the river in like a minute now.
They haven't. I mean, there's no point to do so, right? It's difficult, especially when your side lanes haven't been able to get as much pressure as they want to. And not to mention, Keyboy has just been eating it. Just eating fists, eating shields every single time.
Eating Tigreal's shield even.
Oh.
And Fuse is in a much better place because he has a hard stopper in Ogwin, someone to actually peel. And all this while we were talking, Team Falcon scores a major objective. Quick take on the Lord.
Yeah, I think it's going to get even rougher for ONIC Esports because I don't even think their high ground is that great as well. They needed that initial snowball to get rolling. After the first 3 turtles, they should be able to kind of cash out on the very first Lord. But since they completely missed that timing, I think that Team Falcons will now take full control over the game. Oh, man. Blade of Despair already finished for Kyle TZ. He's a level ahead of Kyrie as well. Yeah, this is not going to stop.
Yeah, what's making it more of a difficulty for the late game defense for ONIC is their damage profile. Even if you have a hard stopper in the Aurora, who's going to wipe those waves out? The Aurora deals only so much damage into a wave. Kyrie kicked out of that bush by Flap TZ. This is inevitable. Whatever happens is once Team Falcons gets into their base, ONIC Esports have to pray for a miracle.
Yeah, Kyrie might be able to buy a little bit of time in one of the side lanes, which he will try to do as the majority of Team Falcons will lean into where the Lord is going to be pushing. Even so, this whole time, very efficient movements coming in from Team Falcons, right? They only need 4 of them. Oh!
Implosion on the 2 and the knockup and the collapse. EG into all of them. Down goes Lutfi. Ogwin, though, does pay the price. 1 for 1 so far the trade. Keyboy follows through. The frontliners have fallen. ONIC Esports suffers a loss in mid. Suffers a loss next in bottom. Those are massive waves falling through.
Oh, disgusting. And they want to keep going forward. It's fine. Oh, finds it. Super Marco is able to take Savero down as Kyrie takes out Super Marco. But without the rest of his team, this crystal will fall and Team Falcons take to equalize the game.
We're going all the way, folks. This M5 rematch ain't going out without a fight. 1-1.